well, we're not sanctioning polygamy anymore. But if members go off and do polygamous sealings on their own, that's not our fault. That's on them. It's probably not until 1908, 1909, Joseph F. Smith and others are like, all right, now we actually need to start cracking down. We're just not sanctioning them. And so you have lots of stake patriarchs and sealers going around continue to seal polygamous sealings. This stake patriarch who gets caught up in an investigation of what's going on, and he tells the story, and he says, well, I was sealed to a plural wife on this date in this temple in this year. And they said, all right, who was the person who sealed you? And he goes, I don't know. They were wearing a mask. And they're like, well, why were they wearing a mask? To hide their identity so that when you interview me, I would not be able to tell you who it was. You don't give up fundamental doctrines. You don't. And so that's where Mormon fundamentalists comes from. And that causes a deep anxiety in the church because of the 1930s, when you have this growing organized fundamentalist movement who are claiming the Latter-day Saint Church is in apostasy because they are not practicing the doctrine according to Joseph Smith, which clearly included polygamy. Church leaders are like, all right, we need to come up with a narrative to explain. And so they say, all right, we can't have that fundamental doctrine, but here are some other fundamental doctrines that we can emphasize. The literalism of the Bible, Joseph Smith's first vision, prophetic infallibility. And so Mormonism ends up retrenching on those other issues in response to the anxiety that was raised by the fundamentalists.